Hi, beautiful, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. So, today, as the title of the video says, I want to talk to you about the good, the bad, and the ugly of 1 month post op. So, for my 1 month, I would say the first 2 weeks, lovely. No, I wouldn't say that. The first 2 weeks are a little rough. You're on the liquid diet. It's rough, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. You're recovering from surgery, being cut open. It's a lot. So the first 2 weeks are a lot. Um, was it as bad as I thought it would be? No, I don't think so. So definitely like the first week, I felt pretty okay. It wasn't, it was times where my kids would be like, oh, you did just have surgery. Like, they would forget, I guess, because I was moving around doing stuff, not like bed stricken or anything like that. So, first week was okay. Second week, I was just tired of liquids. At this point, I had 2 weeks prior to surgery with liquids. Um, first week, and now we're in week 4 of no food whatsoever. So I was just tired of it. I was over it. Did not want to see any more broth in my life. Like it was rough. Okay. So went in for my 2 week checkup. As you have seen, or if not, then definitely check out that video of my 2 week update. And basically went in for my checkup, and everything looked fine. The only thing was I was dehydrated because I wasn't getting in enough liquids. So that was the only thing. I was, my weight had dropped um what, 10 pounds. I forget the number, but I'll have it in the description box as far as how much I lost after surgery, which I believe it was a little more than 10. But either way, I was, the weight was dropping. I was happy with it. But once they cleared me to eat pureed food, I was in heaven, okay? To actually get in some real food now, oh, I was in heaven. I was so happy. So, the puree diet went great. I will say that I wasn't really pureeing my food. I'll give that away. I bought a blender and I was blending food up, but not necessarily pureeing. I felt like buying a pureer, is that the right way to say it? would have been a waste of money because I'm only using it for 2 weeks, and then what am I going to use it for after that? I don't know. So that's why I just purchased a blender, and just blended up food. And then if it was anything like with chunks or anything like that, I would just chew it up as much as possible so that, it pretty much went down as a puree. Um, but if you have a pureer, like let's say you had a baby, or you had a friend that had a baby and they were making their own baby food and they can lend you it, great. I didn't have that option, and I wasn't finna waste my money on a puree, however you say it. Either way, so it went great. Let's just say that it went great. Now, I'm still on soft foods now. Soft foods, again, great. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. I have no complaints. I feel like I'm doing well. I've always loved tuna salad. So that's something that I can't have enough of. No, you can't get tired of tuna salad. Let me not say you can't get enough of it, but So definitely when I knew I could eat tuna salad, I mean, I was eating that on a puree phase. I would just blend it up. Now I can just eat it like a regular person. Um, I posted a video on TikTok of my favorite breakfast to make on the soft food diet. Um, and that's basically like a breakfast quesadilla type thing. So check out my TikTok. It'll be linked in the description. Um, but that was a great recipe and cream of wheat. I started that on puree and still, if I don't have the time, that's something quick, fast I can eat for breakfast. But it's so much. I mean, I'm a seafood girl anyway, so being able to eat fish and salmon and all that, lovely. Okay, lovely. And I feel like I'm finally at a stage where I can eat the same things as my kids are eating, so not having to make multiple meals. I love it. Okay. But let's go ahead and get to the bad part. So Um, I experienced dumping for the first time. Let me tell you, that was freaking awful. Okay. So, when I started the soft foods stage, um, I got a little too excited. Okay. It was my first time making the little breakfast quesadilla thing, and I didn't measure anything. I didn't weigh anything to see if it was 2 ounces or more. I just put it on my plate and started going to town. And I didn't stop when I should have stopped eating. First of all, I was probably eating too fast as well. But also, I ate beyond the point where I should have. And I felt like I don't know. It got to a point where I was like, whoa, like I'm full. And not only did I feel that, it felt like my stomach had like expanded and contracted like really fast. And it just felt so weird. And I was like, this isn't right. So I just sat there for a minute, and then my mouth started watering, like how you do when you're getting nauseous. That started happening, and I'm like, let me get to the bathroom. And sure enough, it all came back up. So that was not fun at all. So definitely use your scale, use your little 2 ounce containers, whatever you have to measure your stuff out. Because dumping it's not fun. Okay. Thankfully, I was at home. I wasn't in the office because that would have been really bad. Yeah. Um, what else? Oh, so just this past week, I experienced a cold for the first time post surgery, and that was not fun either. It wasn't horrible, but the only thing was trying to figure out what I could take. So I was Googling the heck out of stuff. Like, um, I knew already I could take Tylenol, but it was like, can I take Tylenol cold? Can I take any type of Tylenol? So definitely Google was my best friend. I was looking up what types of cold medicine I could take, what types of cough drops I could take. Basically, I wanted to be sure before I put anything in my mouth. Um, so yeah, and my cold, it kind of went through the whole house, my whole household. So it kept coming back to me. Like I would feel better, and then another kid would get sick, and then I'm sick again. So it was a lot. So basically, like a week of me being sick. It wasn't cool at all. Another bad thing, constipation. So everyone knows that you're going to be constipated after surgery. A lot of people are constipated pre-surgery, just when they're on that liquid diet. I didn't too much experience it then. Afterwards, when I was on the liquid diet, yeah, I would be constipated, but and this may be TMI, but it was like every 3 days, oh, it would all come out. It was like clockwork. It'd be 3 days flush. It would all flush out. So yeah, I wasn't going as regularly, but I didn't really feel too constipated per se. Now, I would say puree phase again. It was okay, but once I got to soft stage, for some reason, I guess because I'm eating more solid type foods, um, yeah, it's like trying to push a rock out of a straw. It's it's pretty bad. Okay, so I would say, of course, everybody knows. Don't try to force it. Did I try? Yes, I did. Only because I was at work and, but yeah, it was awful. Okay. Once I got off of work, I went immediately to the drugstore to get to get a stool softener, and I took that. And once I got home, it was still, of course, not ready. But overnight, multiple trips to the bathroom, and I'm just glad. I was just happy for it to be out because it hurts. It hurts. Okay, it hurts. Another bad is stalling. Okay, I knew that there would be stalling throughout this process. I just didn't think it would come so soon in the process. But it's like as soon as I started the puree phase, I hit a stall. I haven't really lost any weight since my 2 week post op appointment. When I went in for that, I was 235. Um, and right now, that's why I didn't do a weigh in or anything for this video, but it has varied. I know that I need to stay away from the scale. I shouldn't be stepping on it every day, and I really need to get that under control. But the lowest I've seen it since the 2 week post op has been 231. This morning, I was 233. So it's kind of fluctuating right now, but not like it's going down. I will say this though, celebrate your non-scale victories. Try to stay away from the scale as much as possible, because definitely there are clothes that used to be so tight on me or that I could not button that I can get on now. Necklaces, not this one per se, but there was a necklace that was so tight on me. It was like a choker, and it should not have been, where I was like, I'm not wearing it. But put that on, and I was like, look at me, my neck is back. Okay. So there are a lot of non-scale victories that you can celebrate. Try not to, go off that scale, especially when you see that it's stalling. Try to get away from it, because it's just going to discourage you, and it shouldn't. This is a process, okay? It's not a race, not a race at all. And if you were dropping weight, like 10 pounds a week constantly, you're gonna have a whole lot of loose skin, and you don't really want that. So I'm glad that it's going slowly right now, and I know that this is just, it's a phase, it's a stall, and I'm gonna get past it. So keep those things in mind so that you don't get too discouraged, or you're like, what was this all for? Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. So stalling was another bad, but like I said, it is kind of a good as well. So don't look at it as a total bad. As far as ugly, because I did say good, the bad, and the ugly, I would say the constipation and the dumping was the ugly for sure. That was definitely the ugly. The bad was just the stalling and the cold. And the good, freaking everything else. I mean, you did it. You got through the surgery, you got through the liquid stages. You on a roll. So be proud of yourself, that you are here, that you are at this point, and it's only gonna go up from here. Okay, things are only gonna get better, and each stage of food for me is a celebration. Like, to go from only liquids to now I can do purees, to now I'm in soft foods and I can eat fish and different things that I love. Again, wonderful. And then the fact that hey, I'm in my 6th week of on my food stages. So next week I'm pretty much eating everything. I mean, there are some things that I have to wait 3 months for, and some that I have to wait 6 months to eat. But I mean, that's wonderful. Um, and moderation is key. I mean, I say everything. No, I'm not going to go back to eating cake and sugary snacks and uh, all of that. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. Also, I feel like at this point, will I even love those things anymore? Probably not. Um, I don't know if I talked about this in another video, but I was making food for my kids one night, and ketchup was one of the ingredients because I was making meatloaf. So I got some on my finger and I licked it off. I think I've been eating sugar-free and low sugar stuff so much that it just tasted disgusting to me. I was like, this is like just putting a spoonful of sugar in my mouth. Why is this ketchup so sweet? So that right there tells you is you're not gonna go right back to the things that you were eating. And hopefully, I wouldn't say hopefully, even if you do go back to some of those bad things, moderation is key. Um, Only eat a little. Try to stay on the right course. Try to eat the healthy stuff. And especially like while your stomach is still small, if you eating the healthy stuff, you're not gonna have room in your stomach for the bad stuff afterwards. So keep that in mind. Like, say, okay, I'm gonna have this for dessert. Girl, you ain't gonna get to no dessert. It's not gonna happen. So anyway, that's my good, bad, and uglies of month 1. And I will tune in with you again month 2, at the end of month 2. And at that point, I'll do an actual weigh-in, let you know how things are going. But I did post a before and after picture on the thumbnail, the thumb tag, the thumbnail to this video, but I'm gonna insert it here as well, just so you can see my progress so far. So like I said, even though the scale really isn't moving right now, to look at my before picture, which was taken, it was taken the day before I went on my pre-op liquid diet. So this is not my heaviest, but it's pretty much up there, okay? So this is before, and then this is, I just took this picture yesterday. Same outfit, same exact outfit. So you can't see the pants too well. They are looser. I mean, these are like some stretchy stretchy skinny jeans anyway, so of course they kind of look about the same. I don't know if you can like, you really have to look to see, but that before picture, I was squeezing into them jeans. Okay, now they're like fitting, but almost at the point where they're too big. And this top, definitely I only put it on for the sake of this picture, but it's definitely too big. Okay, but I'm happy. Do I have any regrets of getting the surgery? Heck no. Definitely not at this point, I don't. Okay. So like I said, tune in for the next video, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.